20 minutes in and we have almost started playing a game. Okay, ding dong. Hello, hi.
Hello.
Ah, a human. Amazing.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Right, okay. Cool. So, you're the creator of Building Manager, is that right?
Yes. Yes, and you did
Nice.
pronounce the username correctly. It is mroobit.
Mroobit, I was so afraid because there's so many ways that you can break that up.
Oh yeah.
Right, well, it's good to have someone join the chat because I think my brother tried to get me to play these games like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely terrible. And someone was trying to tell me how to play their game in the chat, and it was a game I just was not grasping the concept, and I was making everyone look bad. Anyway, so I'm just going to click run game, and hopefully the computer doesn't explode. I have clicked on my screen. Will just take about a year to load on Twitch. So, okay, cool. So we've got what looks like a watercolor and start or skip story. I'm going to click start.
Hello, darling.
Oh, wow.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I, your dear Aunt Josephine, am dead. I'm leaving you the Ebitengine apartment. I had grand dreams of building a real estate empire. Perhaps you'll be more successful than I was. The building is charming. All right, it does have a few issues, but nothing you can't handle. And don't be afraid to try fixing things yourself. Well, anyway, good luck, and don't be too sad that I'm gone. All my love, Aunt Jo.
Amazing intro, and I feel like I can probably relate to what I'm about to experience because I have just moved into a house that I have to manage. It's completely wrecked, so okay, wow. Play game. Need to learn how to play? Yeah, okay. So you've just inherited an apartment building with tenants. Wow, okay. Check the requests tab to find out. My goodness. What's your background? What would inspire you to make a game like this?
Mostly I've had a lot of terrible experiences as a tenant. Some of the requests in the game are inspired by real life, and some of them are not, and I will leave it to your imagination which ones are real or not. However, there is a solution involving a laser pointer that is based in real life.
Track flow. Oh, okay, goodness. Each month. This is quite a highbrow game to start off with. The game ends when you've accrued too much debt. Okay.
Oh, that's awful. We should have started with something simple, like a cookie clicker or something. By the way, did you do the drawings and the voiceover and everything as well?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, I could have guessed the voice, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm playing the game. Okay, reputation is 4, 10 tenants, 0 vacancies, 1 open request. Okay, so I can probably click here to find out what the request is. Issue, there's silkworms. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. These just, what am I supposed to do? Silkworms have been getting into my apartment, and I think it's getting in through the crack in the wall. It's gross, that is gross. Try to resolve. Plaster the correct. How much money do I have? 7, okay. Gift the tenant a mulberry tree for their new pets. Ew, that, I'm gonna plaster the crack. Turns out to be 5 inches. The tenant is lucky they aren't getting bats or something. Okay, wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, 5 days ago. Okay, let's. These all happened 5 days ago. Cockroaches. An enormous cockroach just crawled out from underneath the fridge. It's the size of a kumquat. Ew. Yes. Spray the building. Pest. Okay, try to resolve. Oof. Oh, this is expensive. Set traps. Okay, look, I'm setting the traps myself. I can't afford. Traps aren't effective. There are many roaches. It's okay. Oh jeez, last week. Oh goodness. The window's not sealed. I tried to resolve. Contract. Oh, but I don't have that much money. Replace. I don't have that much money. Remove the window. Yeah, I'm doing that.
This is awful.
Takes
Like,
a day.
if these are really based on real life happenings, where have you guys been living?
The middle of the USA.
That's awful.
Talking trees. The trees just outside my window talk loudly. They don't understand human language. Could you please get them to quiet down? What are my options? Suggest a tenant. Yes. Take a tree language course. When you next hear from the tenant, you find out that the trees have simply been very excited about baby bird. Right. Okay. Oh, goodness. Everything happened 2 weeks ago. I'm too slow.
I just gotta read you up the chat. Hey, the chat says, first of all, they come in fast in the beginning. Take your time, don't worry. And also, hell yeah, talking trees.
Okay. Anyway, three weeks ago. I'm trying to start with the oldest ones.
You can just go for whichever ones most entertain you. The
No,
timing in the game is not great.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to be methodical. Okay. Oh, what was the question now? Summer heat's getting intense. Could we get a pool installed? Bloody hell. Sprinklers. Yeah, I've seen some pretty cool. I saw this thing online where it's like a wooden board with sprinklers that come up from the bottom.
What?
And it's like an outdoor shower, they call it. You just connect your hose pipe to it and sprays water up, and your kids can play it in. So that's basically what I'm thinking of here. So we've got slugs, and we got more slugs.
Damn, I have to say, like, we've eliminated so many slugs from our garden this morning. It's awful.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted from the game, but bro, there were some slugs in my garden, and I was there's my fence and the neighbor's fence, and I was kind of putting them in between our two fences in like a no man's land.
No.
I accidentally chucked a couple of slugs into my neighbor's garden. Anyway, for the last several days, I've been hearing strange rustling sound, whistling sounds coming from next door. When I knock, the sound stops, but no one answers. It isn't a human whistling sound. Okay. It suggests the tenant makes sound, yet... Okay, they're not impressed. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, the month is over. My goodness. Does time actually go by in real time? I mean, it's obviously not real time, but... Or is it every time I perform an action, a set amount of time goes by?
So each action is associated with a different amount of time going by, so some things will take longer than others, but then there is a mechanism for days advancing based on like clock time as well.
Okay, right. So if I just did nothing, these reports would keep on coming in.
There's a limit to how many reports will have come in at a given time, but yes.
Okay. What do we have here? Go over and shut the window myself. Yeah, I can afford $2.
Is that the first thing you said that you'd rather afford?
Squirrels in the dumpster landed on my face. Could I get rid of the squirrels? Look, I've got bank now, right? That is how much money I've got. Yeah. Higher pest control, I can do this now.
How about the squirrels, man? That is unkind to squirrels.
It depends. Look, in the UK, we got grey squirrels, we got red squirrels, and the grey ones are pests. They destroy the habitats of the red ones.
Wow. Okay.
They're now endangered. They're in existence in very few places now. A refrigerator is eating my food. For weeks, I've been hearing strange sounds from the kitchen. Like plastic mashing together with growling. Okay. Is there like some kind of psychological assistance I can give this tenant? Yeah, okay. No, the tenant can go out and see if the fridge starves.
Meanwhile, you're going to have to be careful about what slug stories you tell the people live online, because they're going to tell your neighbours.
That's fine. I'm friends with my neighbour.
So far.
Yeah, at the moment, until they find out all the slugs that have accidentally ended up in the garden. No electricity in the kitchen. This is a serious issue. When I got home, I discovered that my kitchen has no power. The refrigerator, range and microwave are all dead, and the outlet I usually have, okay, does not work. Plaster off the kitchen. I'm taking this game seriously, so I'm hiring an electrician. Okay. Well, that's not worth $300 I paid the guy for, but okay, everything happened a month ago. Slugs. Call pest control. Oh, hold on, I haven't been paying attention to how many. Has my amount of tenants changed?
You can go to the overview tab to see what the status of everything is, or you can go to the tenants tab.
I see.
Your specific tenants.
Reputation's 4, so I feel like that's gone down. Okay, but tenants it started with 10, didn't it?
Yeah.
So they're okay so far. I have to ask,
open requests. Why have I got 16 there but 8 here?
Ooh, that's a good question. Looks like a bug. I'll look into it later.
Okay.
And as you're watching this so far, you think like, yeah, they're going exactly the way I expected. This is how I would play it. Or are you feeling like, oh, they're falling exactly into my trap?
I don't think I have a trap here.
It's just a mildly amusing but slightly stressful game. Although I guess I was more stressed at the start when I thought that there was an insane kind of time.
Yeah, it's less stressful than it was about a week into the jam. I was feeling like, oh, I've made a terrible prototype for an app for building management that is stressful because requests come in but you can do nothing. So it is less stressful than it was.
Yeah, at least now you can do something about it. It's got a cool layout, cool color system and everything. What do you feel was like the most challenging part of developing this game?
That's a good question. Let me think about that for a moment. I think probably the tensions on the timing in the game. I've never actually completed building a game before, and there's still a lot of content that I need to write for this game, but I don't think that I quite have the tensions between the amount of time that it takes for requests to show up and the consequences for the requests haven't really fully been fleshed out, I would say. So figuring out just how to put in the right tension so that it's fun more than stressful and actually satisfying.
Is there a consequence for ignoring all the requests and just closing everything?
Yes, so tenant satisfaction will go down each time that you ignore a request or give a poor response. And the thing with tenant satisfaction is that when it's time for their lease to be renewed, there is a mechanism for them to just move out. So if you look at the tenants tab, you'll see the amount of time that's left on each of their leases. They also have a maximum amount of rent that they are willing to pay. And if you increase their rent by the amount that rent increases is a set percentage, and that's something that I want to change later, is allowing the player to increase the percentage increase on rent when renewal happens. But if the tenant is not super satisfied, but they're not so dissatisfied they'll immediately move out, they're only willing to pay a smaller percentage of their max rent that they're willing to pay. So there are consequences. It's a little convoluted, though.
This is quite in depth, but it's cool. I feel like I'm doing well though. It's not really a serious game, is it? But I feel like I feel like I'm on it now. I've got enough money to do things I want to do.
You have turned into a person who wants to do things as a tenant, like an owner, landlord.
Yeah, so basically the first couple of months of owning a property, just tell people to go away and do it themselves, and then after a while of not paying for anything, bathroom sink's clogged.
Yeah, and your number got green as well.
This I will legitimately do myself.
Did you do the music for this as well, by the way?
Yes.
Do you like draw it out by hand in a music composing software, or you play it on a keyboard or something?
I have a digital piano that I just hooked up to my laptop, and I admit I added the art and the music and the voice acting all on the final day. I spent about 40 minutes at my piano playing different melodies until I came up with a few that I thought combined well enough.
Yeah, it's a cool jam, and I think, especially considering if you say you added these on the last day, it's really nice touches to round the game off.
Thank you.
Well, I've won.
So this is another problem with the game.
Oh, no.
It ends up soft blocking. I need to make either a small logic change or preferably write a whole lot more requests to incorporate into the game so that it will actually continue playing to the proper end. But it is
so you came up with all the questions yourself. I mean, whether or not they're inspired from real life or not. But that's pretty cool. You've typed that all yourself, because I would have assumed these days with something with all these random requests, someone would just ask AI to make it for them.
Yeah, I feel like the writing is what has to carry this game, given the fairly simple visual nature of it, and so I think it would be pretty unsatisfying to use AI-generated content for it.
Yeah, and also going off the comments from the chat on Twitch, people saying they enjoyed the humor, most of the requests had a funny resolution options, and so on. It gives the feeling that the main pro of this game is actually the writing itself, like what you mentioned. So it's cool that was a hand effort thing. So is there a way that we can get out of this soft block and continue?
Not easily. It's mostly just you let it keep running, because the wall clock time will keep it going. So what's going on in terms of the code is that I have the creating of problems happening every loop, but it makes 5 attempts at finding a random request that has already had its cooldown time reset. So each request has a different cooldown time, so that the funnier requests or the more complicated requests don't happen as frequently. And all of them are not fully cooled down yet. And the only way for them to cool down is for days to pass in the game. So what I should do is change that slightly so that if it fails the 5 attempts to find a random request, I should just have it advance the day, because there's no other way for the day to advance other than a certain number of ticks passing. So I think the day just advanced by 1. So all of those cooldown periods just went down by 1, but it'll be a little bit still, which is not particularly satisfying.
Wouldn't that mean that if you run out of questions, requests like we did now, then if you've got 12 days left, they just spin down unrealistically quickly?
Yeah, it would spin down until it hits a request, and then it would stop doing that. Probably. It might generate a couple of requests. I don't know. I haven't actually tried making this code edit yet. But that's my suspicion, is that it would advance really quickly, then finally be able to generate a couple of requests and stop doing that, which would allow the player to get to the next set of requests a little bit more quickly and more satisfyingly. But I think it would help also to add more requests into the game at all, because then this will happen less frequently.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense. So from what you were saying before, I felt like you've got the main mechanics that you wanted the game to have down, okay, maybe you'd adjust the generation of requests, but the main thing that you'd add is more requests and the tensions between them to kind of fine-tune how stressed you are picking between different requests.
Yeah, I'd also like to change, like, allow the player to like change the percentage increase on rent, and also have a mechanism for tenants moving into the building, because right now I only have them moving out.
Oh.
But yeah, those are the main things.
So I was taking a pizza break there.
That's
In the
okay.
meantime, well, I've just been raking in money, so that's cool. Everything's good. Yeah, that was all right. A little bit at the start, but and I think to be fair, unfortunately, the start gave me the pace that I was gonna go for with the rest of the game. Trying to get all these things, so I still feel like I hadn't quite relaxed by the end of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, fortunately, I was informed that it's not actually that intense, and I can chill out of it. Anyway, that's pretty cool. We'll try and move on to the next game. While you guys were chatting, I did try and re-download the game that was meant to be first, which is this bodybuilding game. And I tried so much so that there's an option to inform Microsoft this file is safe, which I did, and it still didn't work.
Oh no, okay. I guess that game is doomed.
I had to form one of those kind of like I'm human kind of things. Sean, just try and send it to me on Discord. Maybe if I like drag it to my desktop, it'll be happier.
Okay, I'll try that. And then I guess maybe we can keep this game running in the background and see if the months run out. If we can carry it on later,
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see if something comes out.
But we move on, and then I don't know, mroobit, is there anything that you'd like to add? As I don't know, anything that shouldn't be left unsaid before we move on to the next game?
No, I think that's it. Thanks so much for letting me come on, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the other game creators soon.
Yeah, and thanks for joining the voice chat.
Yeah, my pleasure.
See you around.
Bye.
Right.
Ciao.
So.